and welcome to Still Buffering, a sister's guide to teens through the ages. I am Riley Smurl.
I'm Sydney McElroy.
And I'm Taylor Smurl.
Well, sisters, the holiday season is upon us.
It's all up on us.
I know.
20 days until Christmas.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Did you ask for lots of things?
Not really.
No?
I like the giving gifts more than getting gifts.
Oh, that's sweet. So you better be getting me some good stuff.
I did. I already got both of you presents.
Oh, nice.
Oh. I actually have already gotten both of you presents. So there.
I will get both of you presents. For sure.
Charlie wants two things that she keeps repeating for Christmas.
Calico Critters.
Yes, Calico Critters is one, which by Calico Critters she means all of these. If you're not familiar, these have been around since we were little, actually. This is like a throwback. Calico Critters were around when we were little kids. I think they were called something different. But they're little animals dressed in like prairie clothes.
And they're like felt material.
Yeah,
like
and they're
weird
like soft.
fur. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I definitely had some of those. I remember a bunny. I had a bunny. He was gray.
Yeah, and there's like endless houses and play sets and accessories, and there are pieces that are advertised as like, or there are sets that are advertised as like, this comes with 250 pieces, as if like as a parent I'm like, oh great, more pieces. That's what I wanted, was more pieces for that.
Just make
she wants all.
That's what she wants, all.
Get Santa Claus to get those for her. Then he can put the pieces together, right? Is that how it works? Dad?
I think yes, I think that Santa Claus and Mrs. Santa Claus are doing that. But the other thing she keeps asking for is a double triple skateboard.
What is that?
That's what I said. I said, what is a double triple skateboard? And she said, it's something I made up.
Oh no.
So get on that, Mommy.
But she wants it. And I keep asking, could you describe it? Could you give me more info?
It's okay.
Or,
it's a skateboard. One, it's like the shape of an eye. It's you've got one going vertical up and down, and then you have two horizontal on top, so you can go forward and side to side.
It's the Wonkavator
Double
of
triple.
skateboards.
Yes.
So it's just like the bottom of like a desk chair, like a swervy chair, I think is what we're talking about. Just with some sort of like seat upon it. Oh no, it's a desk chair. Never mind.
She wants a desk chair.
This is the scam that Justin and I are running now. So we got her. She doesn't know this, of course, yet. We got her this little.
What if she listens?
Oh no.
We got her this little pink scooter. And I have started to talk about the double triple skateboard and say, I bet it would have handlebars, wouldn't it? Don't you think? A double triple skateboard? It would probably have handlebars. I bet it would have 3 wheels.
Now, is she going with you on this?
She's following me down this road.
Okay.
Okay, that's
because it's definitely pink, and she knows double triple skateboards are definitely pink.
Right. The worst part would be if you went on this road, you got her a scooter, and the whole time she was like, no, you're wrong.
So I'm hoping I can give her a scooter and call it a double triple skateboard.
Have you like at least tried Googling double triple skateboard just in case? Like, you don't know. Maybe she saw a commercial. Maybe it does exist.
Maybe she's part of a rad community of like secret baby skaters.
I know. I don't even know why she knows about skateboards, honestly. Like,
because she's cool.
Unless she's watching The Simpsons. What TV show is she watching with a bunch of skateboards?
You do rap Bart Simpson.
Yeah, and you know the 90s are back in a big way, and that sounds very 90s, so it could exist.
And the whole time after you brought her home from the hospital, it was on that every Simpsons every day
She's just
marathon,
absorbed.
and it's just ingrained into her memory.
The Bart Simpson persona is who she is.
She's gonna start saying "eat my shorts" over and over again.
Cowabunga.
If she starts providing me with Butterfingers randomly, this could be a good thing. But this time of year is so busy. I
Wait,
feel
Taylor,
like.
did you say cowabunga?
Yes,
instead of Icarabunga?
He says both.
Didn't he say both?
I didn't know he said cowabunga.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, the Ninja Turtles did, but I think Bart Simpson did too.
I'm sure he did it
Tubular.
somewhere.
I don't know.
There are like 50,000 episodes of this show or something.
He definitely said cowabunga at some point.
I was processing this like as Sydney was talking. I was like, wait a minute. It rhymes with that, kind of. It has similar vowel sounds. But was it cowabunga?
Is there no sick verse of a song out there that links those two words up, verse to verse? Like, that's
Cowabunga,
good.
I caramba.
Of all the words to rhyme, look, you got two. Just sweet partnership there.
If it wasn't on the Simpsons record, though, I don't know that it exists.
You're right.
The first track on the Still Buffering record.
Yeah. Cowabunga, I caramba.
I just want that on a shirt.
But it is a very busy time of year, and we're all having to work long hours and stay up late and get up early. And
Right.
you know what you need to do that?
What do you need?
Caffeine.
There it is.
Yeah, she was working that. She was working that.
I was getting there. I knew it was coming. I think it's interesting to talk about caffeine because I feel like most people have kind of a story. If you're a coffee drinker, you have kind of a story as to when you got into coffee. For a lot of us, I think the teenage years are when we first experimented.
Ooh.
Caffeine.
with caffeine and more so even with coffee because it was the adult thing. It looked really good, and then the first time you try your parents' coffee, you're like, what?
Now, did it look really good?
I always thought, well, Mom always put a bunch of stuff in hers.
Right, because regular coffee is just hot bean water.
I love hot bean water.
Yeah, Mom always has, like, especially around Christmas, it's all like coconut snowflake, white chocolate blizzard blast, like drip coffee.
That's why I love the holidays.
That's what Riley likes. But she did, and she used to use those. Remember the international cafe things of like instant coffee? You might not remember these,
I do
Riley.
not.
They were these like red and white tins, like these little tins, and they had this powder in it that was coffee, but I think it had like other stuff, like spices and stuff.
And chocolate and sugar. It was like an instant like mochaccino you'd shake up.
Exactly. And then you would just add hot water and you'd have this drink. And I remember opening it in the cabinet and smelling it when I was a kid because like, I don't know what this is. I'm not allowed to have it, but whoa, it smells like something I should be having. Like this smells like a kid thing.
Oh, I would totally like, like do like the little finger taste, with that tin. Just like eat it with your finger. Then Mom won't know as long as I'm not like making anything with it. Sorry, Mom.
I'm just ingesting the powder form.
Taylor's been awake for 4 days straight. Is she okay?
Did you... None of the coffee's been made. What?
She's up in
Just
her
like
room,
a ring of powder around my mouth. Like, what though?
There's a stockpile of empty tins back like in the corner of her bedroom.
I can stop whenever I want.
Her little fingers are just permanently pruny from where she licked them and dipped them into the tin.
It did. No, I never wanted any part of the coffee Dad drank.
No.
I didn't know what it was, but it did not seem like it was for me. But Mom's coffee, I thought, it's like when you see people drinking wine and you think, ooh, that looks like grape juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was the same idea with coffee.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that's probably something chocolate adjacent.
Chocolate adjacent. I mean, it can be.
Yeah.
It can be. Now, the first time I went to like a coffee place, I tried something called a steamer.
That doesn't have coffee.
Exactly.
No.
No coffee whatsoever.
That was my introduction into the world of coffee beverages.
That doesn't count as your introduction in the world of coffee
but
beverages.
you bought it at Starbucks, so it sort of counted.
You also could buy like paninis and sandwiches at Starbucks. Do those count as coffee products as well?
No, but those weren't my introduction to the world of
My
sandwiches.
introduction to the world of
Caffeinated
coffee
panini.
is when I had a tomato basil parmesan panini from Starbucks. That's how I got started on coffee.
Well, I was into other kinds of caffeine in high school. I was never super into coffee, but I do remember that coffee house that we had.
Yes.
What was it called?
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
So it was like in a house too. Like it was like a house turned into a coffee house. It was super cute. And they had
very cozy.
Yeah, like I love like all their mugs didn't match. Like they were all different. And all of their coffee drinks were all named after like just different candy bars and stuff. They were all just full of like caramel and syrup and topped with whipped cream.
So good.
They were. I would go there and get a Snickers or a Milky Way.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was like
Sounds
the
so
cool coffee house you went to.
It was, and especially as a teenager, it was a great deal because you'd go and you'd drink one of those and think, I am so sophisticated.
Yeah.
I am drinking this coffee drink. And in reality, it was 95% sugar.
Uh-huh.
But you didn't know. I didn't know any better.
We don't have any cool coffee houses anymore. We used to have Starbucks.
That's not a
Yeah.
cool coffee house.
No, there's the one in the bookstore.
You mean like
Is that a Starbucks?
other Starbucks?
Is that also a Starbucks?
It's like a BAM version of Starbucks, like Joe Mugs or something. Like it's just BAM. It's like Walmart brand products. It's like BAM brand Starbucks.
BAM is Books A Million, right?
Books A Million.
Okay.
Books A Million brand Starbucks.
Yeah. It
It's
may
the
have-
same exact thing.
It is. I think it is. It
It
seems
is.
like it is. You're right, though, Tay. Before we got into coffee, there were definitely the 90s were the time for caffeine.
Yeah.
No one acknowledged that there was a problem with drinking endless amounts of caffeine, especially as like a child, like as a teenager. It's like it's fine. You know how kids are with their soda.
It was like, yeah, like marketed hardcore to kids. Like we had, I mean, just like regular sodas. I mean, like that's when all the Mountain Dews started the variations, right? Like the Code Reds and the I don't know. There was a purple one. There was a blue one. We had.
I never knew what you were supposed to do with those because there were so many different colors,
drink
and
them.
you drink them. They did not look like things you should ingest. Like I was even as a teenager looking at them, going, I don't
Now-
think you should put that in your
Oh,
body.
I am
Did you
so
all know?
lured by weird colored drinks.
There is a Mountain Dew Holiday Brew.
What?
It's just Code Red.
Oh, it's right. Okay, all right.
Spoiler alert. It's just Code Red.
Is that kind of thing still as popular? Like, here's a soda, but it's extreme because it's a different color. Soda.
No.
I mean, they did.
No.
They brought back Crystal Pepsi, so I don't know. I guess there's still a
That's
market
true.
for that.
And they also brought another version of Pepsi Cinnamon Pepsi.
Really?
Something like that.
Okay.
Didn't sound very good. I don't think so. I was thinking about this and like I think we've talked a lot about before how like teenagers kind of grow up faster now with social media and like looking at adults on like Instagram and YouTube and stuff and trying to emulate them. I don't think teenagers, at least that I know personally, are drinking as much like soda and energy drinks.
Y'all
Like
are
coffee, yes. Like they do the like their cute hipster like coffee drinks and teas and stuff,
Sure.
but not as much of the like soda and stuff that they think is bad for them because they want to like be like the cool beauty fitness people they see online.
Y'all are
So there's
drinking
no,
like
like,
kombucha
downing-
and LaCroix.
Yeah, basically. There's no, like downing monsters or anything. Like it's all just like making smoothie bowls and drinking water.
I was too old to get into that. It became cool, and I was too old to get into cool things.
Yeah.
See,
Um,
I was always part of the like a lot of my friends were part of the gaming community, and I think that it was kind of like two markets in the 90s that kind of heavily developed, like extreme sports and then also gaming, and didn't really overlap, but both were heavily caffeinated groups of people.
Yes.
Like when I first got into gaming, it's like, oh, you get like a 2-liter Mountain Dew, and then it's like, nah, you gotta go up to Balls if you're serious about this. It's called Balls Energy Drink.
So that was the thing that really fascinated me, is how many of those, like when I look back now as an adult and as a parent and as a doctor, I think, why were kids drinking energy drinks so much? Because there were so many, like, they were sodas, but they were energy drinks, and they had tons of caffeine, and they were marketed very much for teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
But there was Balls.
Yeah. It was called Balls. Like, it was perfectly marketed to teenagers because you didn't never not laugh. Like, the balls.
I got some Balls. There was Jolt. There was Surge.
Yep.
People, and I was not creative with my soda intake, so this was not something that interested me personally. These never.
You were just on that DP.
I was Dr. Pepper and then to Diet Dr. Pepper when I realized how many calories were in Dr. Pepper, and that is the entirety of my soda history.
Yeah.
I will drink a Diet Coke if I have to. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Mountain Dew things.
I am enthralled by your soda history.
Shut up. I like to keep it simple.
Sydney's soda history. Lots of Dr. Pepper.
Just Dr. Pepper. I find what I like and I stick with it. What's wrong with that?
Well, in like the soda, conversation, I've always been an orange soda girl. Like, I like to try all the
Yeah,
weird
that's
bright
true.
colors. I like to poison myself with horrible caffeinated things, but I always fall back to orange soda.
That's very true. You've always been that way.
Since
You've always
yeah.
liked orange soda.
Starting when we were like Ecto Cooler, like before you moved up to soda, like that was the orange flavored one, even though it was green. But there was also like, and I feel like this was it was definitely off of a website. Maybe this was the beginning of ThinkGeek. I'm not sure, but you could get like, it was definitely once again like tied to gaming, and it was all these other weird caffeinated products, like caffeinated mints, caffeinated soap, which
Yeah.
you had, Sid, I'm pretty sure.
I did. Well, it was like caffeine was a cool nerd thing for a while. So I bought the caffeinated soap. I don't know if it did. I used it. Like, I mean, I showered with it every day with the thought that I was helping myself, like giving myself a little boost.
You
in the
can.
shower.
I looked this up back when I was working as a barista because I would spend so many hours behind the espresso machine and covered in espresso. And I looked it up, like, you can absorb a little bit of caffeine through your skin. It's, like, negligible. It's not enough that's going to be like, it's like a cup of coffee in the morning if you watch with this. But I would feel like after, like, 3 days of doubles, just like, why am I wired? I didn't even drink any coffee. Oh, it's just in my skin.
I don't know. I don't know if it ever made a difference, but I definitely tried that. There was like you said, there were caffeinated mints. There was caffeinated gum.
Oh, I remember.
There was,
What was it? Black? It was a Japanese gum. And I would like buy it at every like anime convention I went to as a teenager, like give it out like some sort of illegal drug at school. Like, yo, I got that black.
Yeah, I remember once when I was younger, Justin had a pack of caffeinated gum, and he offered me a piece, and I was scared to take it. I was like, "What's gonna happen?
It's got drugs.
It's got
in it.
drugs in it."
Listen, you got to take caffeine seriously. There's a story I want to tell you. It's about a girl named Jessie Spano. And one time, she
Do you know her?
I know Jessie very well. I
Okay.
feel like I do, really. Anyway, but she was trying to rehearse for the school talent show where she was supposed to perform "I'm So Excited," and at the same time,
That's
she
not
had,
a great song to perform at a talent show, but continue.
She's also a very competitive straight A student, and she had a lot of schoolwork to do. Her life was getting too hectic, and she was very overwhelmed.
Oh,
And
no.
She began taking no-dose caffeine pills to cope with all the stress,
Uh-oh.
and she had a breakdown.
The face you're giving me right now. I know this character is fictional from some sort of teen 90s media,
Whoa,
but the face you're giving
You
me.
don't know from where?
Whoa,
No.
you don't know what I'm referencing?
No. I've heard you reference his name before.
Oh, wow.
Okay. This is from Saved by the Bell.
Oh.
This is like the other day I was at the bar and I had two people at the bar and I'm guessing it was a Tinder date, and the guy was intimately describing the plot of Friends to the girl. And it was clear she had no idea what it was. And I'm just like, who are you people? Like, I mean, lucky for you, guy, you found the one girl on the internet that doesn't know the plot of Friends and wants to listen to you tell it to her.
I want to meet that guy.
I was just so like, how do you not? Where have you been? Who kept you locked up somewhere?
How do you not?
It was Rapunzel.
How do you not have some vague familiarity with Friends? So you've never heard of this episode of Saved by the Bell? It's one of the
I've
most.
heard of Saved by the Bell. I have not watched any episodes
Right.
of it.
But she gets hooked on caffeine pills, and Zach helps her out. And there's the moment where she has a breakdown, and she goes, "I'm so excited. I'm so scared." And then she starts
What?
crying because she's freaked out on caffeine pills.
It's a very special episode of Saved by the Bell. This is back before teen shows where like every episode had some sort of horrible, very special
Yes.
episode vibe to it. Like Degrassi, every episode was like, today it's this horrible problem, the next day it's that. But back in the 90s, it was like 90% fluff, and then occasionally be like, all right, let's just like spend one episode talking about like uncomfortable relationships or drug problems, but really carefully.
That's totally what this was. This was their drug episode.
Yeah.
This was how they dealt with like teens and drug use.
And then right
Caffeine
after the
pills.
episode airs, you have one of those like promo ads. It's like, just say no.
Listen, kids.
From the cast, it's like, hey,
Yeah. They're sitting there
But
on their
really.
chairs backwards,
Yeah.
like, listen.
we know we've been having some fun
Let's
around
wrap.
here.
There was a series of those with the cartoon Sonic the Hedgehog that was like Sonic telling you about like, you know, like if somebody touches you inappropriately, that are like,
Whoa.
no, seriously, like I watched them all like not too long ago. I'm like, this was a, yeah, like giving you like, you know, the after episode, like, hey kids, listen up, like this is how adults can, we don't want to talk to our kids about anything, but we'll let this cartoon hedgehog do it.
What? Sonic teach them? That is not inappropriate. Listen, I'm all for using whatever form of media you need to connect with kids, but come on.
Not Sonic.
No.
I mean,
Yeah, it is funny to think about that was really at the time like, whoa,
Caffeine pills.
caffeine pills.
yeah.
Whereas obviously now you guys watch Riverdale.
Right. And there's, you know, a serial killer fulfilling the wishes of Betty
The-
Cooper.
Wait,
And-
what's
and you
the
mentioned
drug called?
Jingle jangle.
Okay, still
And
no,
it comes
no.
in,
Go
and
ahead,
it
sorry.
comes in it's a pixie stick. Like it comes in pixie stick wrappers, like little
Of
paper
course it
tubes that you
does.
tear the top off of and eat it like a pixie stick. And then you're high on jingle jangle.
Okay.
I love that.
I
That's
know.
awful. That's so stupid. I love it.
And it's not just like the street name for it either. Like there's some real name that all the adults call it, but the kids call it jingle jangle. No, the mayor of Riverdale calls it jingle jangle.
Oh, no.
The sheriff of Riverdale calls it jingle jangle.
You mentioned it, Tay, and I do have to say that Degrassi was like the one show, and I don't know, maybe all Canadian teen television was this way, where like it was not like that. Like they always said it goes there. It went there.
They went there.
They always went
Over
there.
and
They did
over
not
again.
hesitate to pull. I mean, like every serious issue, they went there. They talked about it, no matter how scandalous or how like, oh no, not for kids. Like no,
For kids.
it is for kids. Kids are dealing with this stuff. Grow up. No, it was great. But
No
yeah.
adults allowed. These serious problems are for kids only.
I think Saved by the Bell did an episode on like drunk driving, and I seriously think they had like a very minor fender bender, like they bumped the car into a lamppost. It was something like that. They were in togas. I remember this. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was like the very special Saved by the Bell. Somebody drank and then barely damaged their parents' car.
They like went too far into a parking spot and hit the curb.
That was really it. It was like nothing serious. Don't drink and drive though.
Yes.
Well, and
You're Sonic now. Hey kids.
Hey kids. Don't drink and drive.
well, I think the bigger issue with Saved by the Bell was that actually every episode probably had a problematic issue represented in it. It was just played for laughs. Like
Exactly.
Like, there's like a whole series, I think, Crack This Joint or somebody, like, and it's all just Zach Morris's trash. And it's all the times that he did things that are like terrible and like gross and misogynistic. But it was just, ha ha ha, that's Zach Morris.
Well, you know how he is.
He just like forced all these girls into being into like a bikini calendar. Ha ha, it's so funny. He did that. Zach Morris's trash.
We need to get back to caffeine.
But first, let's try the group message.
Hey,
I forgot that's my thing then.
No, you read my mind.
Yeah.
What have we got on the group message today? We have 2 sponsors to tell you about.
Yeah, we do.
Who's
Can
our-
I
who's
tell you about the first one?
Please.
Our first sponsor this week is Rent the Runway. And if you've not heard about Rent the Runway, well, let me tell you what. This is perfect because prom season is right around the corner. And we all know how hard it can be to find that perfect dress for prom. We've all been there. But with Rent the Runway, you can rent dresses from over 450 top designers at a fraction of their store price. Rent the Runway has their reserve program that allows you to rent dresses, clothing, and other accessories for a 4-day or 8-day period. It's very cool. I've looked on the website. They have so many nice clothes. They have dresses, they have accessories, they have tops, they have pants, they have skirts. And they're all like super cheap to rent. So what you do is you go to renttherunway.com, or you can download the Rent the Runway app and find the dress you like. You select the dates you need it for and your size, and there you can rent it for a 4-day period or an 8-day period for as little as $35. Once you've placed your order, they'll ship the dress to you just in time for your event. So even if your event is months away, you can tell them when your event is, and they'll send it to you right in time. And once you've worn it to your event and everyone's loved it and you told them all about Rent the Runway, then you just send it back when you're done. And they send you a backup size of your choice free of charge, just in case the size you usually go with doesn't fit in this particular dress.
So you've been impressed with this service so
I
far.
have been impressed with this service. Got a lot of teen styles. I got a lot of adult styles.
Well, and I can see if, like, you have an event and you want to look nice, but then I think we've all been in that situation where it's like, I don't know if I'll ever wear this again. Like, this is
Like
perfect
every
for this
school
night.
dance ever.
Yeah, and I want this dress, but it costs so much, and then I'll never wear it again. And now this removes that problem.
Yeah. And we have a special offer for all of our listeners right now today.
What is it?
And that special offer is that all of you can get 25% off your first Rent the Runway order, which is crazy. So all you have to do is go to renttherunway.com or download the app and use the promo code STILLBUFFERING at checkout, and you'll get 25% off your entire order.
So that's a super great deal. Check it out. That's renttherunway.com to get 25% off with promo code STILLBUFFERING. Renttherunway.com, promo code STILLBUFFERING. We got another sponsor to tell you about this week. Tay, do you want to tell everybody what our second sponsor is?
Yeah, so we also have support from Love Pop. And Love Pop is super cute. It creates these like incredible laser cut cards and invitations. And like they're like 3D when you open them. They're so cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Yeah. They're unforgettable gifts that you can send in an envelope. Each one is hand assembled and designed to surprise and delight. It's the purpose of every Love Pop is to create a moment of connection between you and the people you care about. And this time of year, I mean, really any time of year, but this time of year especially, that's exactly what we all want to do, yeah?
Yeah.
And, you know, I have to say, I've been excited about Love Pop since I saw them on Shark Tank. Like forever ago, I remember thinking, these are beautiful, amazing cards. I would love these, and now we get to tell you about them, which is very exciting for me. And they're so cute. They're my daughter loves them because they're like pop-up books, but they're cards.
Yeah.
And you can give them to people. And
Yeah.
you can share the joy of the holiday with your friends and family.
Well, and you aren't just giving them a card, because then you can like put them on display because they're super cute, just little decorations too.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're part of my Christmas display now.
Yeah.
So if you want to unlock special pricing for 5 or more cards and get free shipping on any order, all you need to do is go to lovepop.com/stillbuffering. So go check it out. Special pricing for 5 or more cards, free shipping, lovepop.com/stillbuffering.
Go do that.
All right.
So, caffeine. I
Thing we've
think
been talking about all episode.
I know. Well, we had like a minor derail into
Right,
the world
into
of
Saved by the Bell. But
Saved
we're
by the
back.
Bell. We're back. I'm going to show you that. That's like iconic. Jessie Spano and her caffeine. I can't believe you haven't heard of
Is
that.
all of Saved by the Bell on Netflix? I feel like it was at one point.
I don't know, but I'll find it for you. I may have it all on DVD.
You probably
There's
do.
a decent chance I have the entire series on DVD. Not the college years. Not the college years.
You seem very offended by that.
yeah.
Things went downhill.
Yeah.
But I feel like, so there were all these sodas and energy drinks became a thing. I know Red Bull. Is Red Bull still very cool?
I have never had a Red Bull in my entire life, or an energy drink for that matter. I don't know anyone who drinks Red Bulls on a regular basis.
Because there was like, it was like what was it, like the Paris Hilton era?
I know. I've watched a lot of
Well, there was this moment where everybody was really into Paris Hilton and she drank Red Bull, and
I've watched a lot of what's that show called? The Simple Life
yes,
with Paris Hilton and Christina Ricci, right?
Nicole
Ricci.
Christina Ricci. Oh, I would show up for that show though.
Nicole Richie.
That would be a good show.
Could you imagine?
Paris Hilton and poor Christina Ricci just being like, "Oh, what? I'm not paid enough for this.
Why am I on this show?
I am a celebrated actress. Why am I here?"
I am Wednesday Addams.
Forget I said that. Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton. They drink a lot of Red Bull with a little straw sticking out the top, a little bendy straw.
Well, it was a very like trendy thing. Like you had a Red Bull and it was like, I'm so busy. And I don't know, it's probably associated with like an unhealthy fixation on weight, I would say, because you're drinking this energy drink and it gives you caffeine and you're doing that instead of eating.
But it was also loaded with sugar. So that's, kind of.
That's fair.
Yeah. It was super not good for you.
I don't think we quite understood how bad sugar was for us yet. It was right before Adkins made us all go, sugar's really bad. Everybody was still going,
it's
don't
good,
eat,
but it's bad.
don't eat butter, just eat sugar. But there was like that moment where Red Bull was super popular. But coffee is the thing that like I said, I feel like I have this, I joke about the first time I ordered a steamer, but that was just because my friends were drinking coffee and I wasn't yet, and I didn't want to be left out at the coffee shop.
Right.
So I ordered something that was sort of like coffee.
And you just told them all it was coffee.
And they didn't know. They were teenagers. But when I first started to drink coffee, it was purely out of necessity. I was at Governor's Honors Academy over the summer, which was it was nerd camp.
Nerd camp.
Whatever. It was very cool. I learned a lot of interesting things.
Nerd.
Hey.
I loved it.
Hey, I did Governor's School of the Arts. That was like the
That's
artsy
cool.
nerd equivalent. Is it?
I don't know that it's as nerdy, Tay.
It's not as nerdy.
All right.
I think it's much cooler. You went to a summer art camp.
Cool 3-week long stay in a dorm art camp.
You came back with pink hair.
All right. Proceed.
Sydney went to nerd camp.
I came back with this little name tag that said I was the queen of the pipetteers because I was very good at pipetting in the science class that I took.
I think that's cool. Hey, no, stop. No nerd shaming. She's a doctor now. That pipetteering worked out for her.
How is that real?
And also, if you've tried a micropipette, they're pretty cool.
Stop the
Anyway.
nerd shaming.
You're laughing at yourself.
I
You know how ridiculous
Well,
it
I really
sounds.
did. I saved that name tag for so long. I think I actually got upgraded to a pipetteer goddess before I left. But we had a hierarchy.
This is not the same experience for everyone that goes to Governor's Honors Academy. Not everyone comes back even more of a nerd than they want to begin with.
But I started drinking coffee there because we had to get up early and go to class, and we were kind of responsible for ourselves for the first time because it's like a little college
You go
intro.
before your senior year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I was not good at that, so I stayed up really late, and then I was up early in the morning and had to go to this philosophy class I was taking and talk about very deep things, and I needed caffeine. So I started drinking black coffee from the
Ugh.
cafeteria there.
That's what you
And
started with?
That's what I started with. That was my first coffee drink. And by the end of the summer, I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't the first cup. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I was like, yes, this is what I've been looking for my whole life.
I love it.
I drank it and I was like, I mean, I get it. I feel more awake now just from taking a drink. Like, I understand why people do this. And then I was very awake by the end of the cup and I went, I'm in. I can do this coffee. I'll go down this road with you. And I was like a black coffee person for a very long time.
No.
See, most like high school was definitely gross caffeinated drinks for me, but college was when I had a coffee maker and I probably was brewing like Bustelo. I think, yes, it definitely was because they sang about it in Rent. And I'm like, I live in New York City. I'm poor. I should drink Bustelo. I think you do the trick where you run out of coffee filters. You're like, paper towels, same thing. And you brew it through a paper towel and just that for like 4 years.
Yeah, or you do that and it goes everywhere and it's like something more porous is necessary.
You get the paper towel wet first. Trust me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And Sydney uses her pipettes to pick up all the coffee spilled. Droplet by droplet.
I dabbled, especially because after Justin and I started dating, he very much liked flavored coffee, like not just coffee that is flavored, but to put stuff into your coffee to
He
make
knows
it
how
taste better.
coffee is. Yes.
Okay, And so I definitely expanded into other kinds of coffee and tried all of the various Starbucks concoctions and all of that. But for the most part, I always came back to black coffee. And I could do like the hospital stuff, so I could definitely drink whatever out of a can at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've been drinking 1 to 2 cups of coffee's worth of coffee every morning for the past 2 years of high school. So sophomore year, junior year, and now all of senior year so far. I do not drink energy drinks. I don't think I've ever had one. Just because, honestly, it's like the caffeine gum all over again. I'm scared. I know it's the same stuff that's in my coffee, but in my coffee, like I put a little pod in my Keurig and I get, a cup of warm deliciousness. Not like I pop open a can of Monster. It's like, why is it so?
But this is true for your. This is true for your friends too, right? Not just you. Okay.
No, all my friends, I don't know if they all drink coffee in the morning, but they're definitely not starting their day off with a Red Bull.
Yeah,
that's fascinating how that just died off.
I still haven't quite broken the energy drink habit. Like my bodega has like a nice can yerba mate that's like with sparkling water, and that's like the healthy thing, but there are Monster energy drinks right next to it. And some days after like a late close, I still reach for the orange can. The orange one is the one I like. I think it's Sunshine. Monster Sunshine.
I've never even tried. I have tried a Red Bull in my life, and I did not get the appeal. I did not think it tasted very good. And that is it with my experimentation with energy drinks. I know that it was very popular for a while to mix it with vodka.
Oh no.
Do people still order that, Tay? As a bartender, is that like an order you get?
Yes, all the time. And
what?
Yeah, and I mean we're kind of out there in Brooklyn, my bar. So you don't really get it locally because I think it's a younger crowd, like the people that live in my neighborhood. But on the weekends, you get a lot of people from like Manhattan venturing out, and that's when you still get like the vodka Red Bull orders, and then they just are completely floored by the fact that you don't have it. Like, just what? But yeah, why not? It's even more confusing when I'm being a garbage human and drinking a Red Bull behind the bar, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's for the bartenders. we have deemed it not up to your standards as the guest.
Well, it's like if you step back, and I have had a vodka Red Bull before, and I will say that vodka does make Red Bull more palatable. Yeah. If that is a comment on the taste of Red Bull, there you go.
I remember
somehow.
Was it in New Year's that our father discovered the beauty of vodka Red Bull?
And he stayed up the entire night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa. Would not go to bed. He was in the living room by himself singing music, like listening to one of the music channels, singing out loud.
I did not know this happened.
Oh yeah, interspersed with, man, this vodka Red Bull's great. It's great.
This is where I say this is my mom moment. This is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Dude, this is one of those things where we humans came up with it. And I don't know if it seemed like a natural progression of like rum and Coke or something. I mean, we're already taking something caffeinated and mixing it with alcohol.
That's different.
But there's only so much caffeine in the amount of Coke or Diet Coke or whatever you're putting in your rum. If you're like mixing an energy drink with soda or with alcohol, your intent is to like force your body to stay up more and be more awake and alert and drink more alcohol, which is dangerous.
I mean, but you get it. Like, why? Like, I think that the boom of like energy drinks in the 90s, obviously then you have like bartenders going, what can I do with this? Because anytime there's a new product that comes into the market, I feel like the bar world goes, can people drink that with booze though?
Well, and probably fueled by Red Bull or whatever energy drink we're talking about.
Right.
They would love for you to find a new reason to consume their product.
And they not even too long ago, Red Bull came out with a series of they're still out there, like designer sort of flavors meant to go like with liquor in a bar. So they were very much like aware of that branding. But this goes back to like some of the, I guess it was more like the late 90s, early 2000s, where you find the marketed fusion of booze and caffeine, the worst idea ever department.
Exactly. That was the final, that was where they went with this. It was like, well, why not have it all in one can? So Four Loko was born. And Four Loko had the equivalent, I just read this because I would not have known this on my own, of 3 cups of coffee's worth of caffeine and 3 cans of beer worth of alcohol. Now, in one can.
What? Why?
This was a popular drink during my college years, and I don't ever do this. Don't ever play the namesake game. It's bad for you. I'm an adult and I shouldn't say otherwise. But everyone knows the game. Well, not everyone. Edward 40 hands, where you tape 40s to your hands and you can't take them off your hands till you finish them.
Obs.
Right there in the name.
Duh.
It's all there. So that we created Edward Four Loco hands, where you tape 2 cans of Four Loco to your
Very
hand.
clever.
And yeah, also right there in the name, and couldn't stop till you finished drinking them. These are terrible things. They should never be done. But we nonetheless.
The alternative is you either have to drink both cans of Four Loco or your heart explodes, I guess.
Yes.
Or the two directions that goes. Four Loco now doesn't have caffeine in it,
Yeah,
right?
no,
No, that's just alcohol.
Yeah, they removed it in like
Yeah.
2008 or 10. One of those.
Well, the FDA said this is a bad plan.
Yeah.
Because it was banned for a bit, right?
Yes, because, well, I don't think they ever formally banned it. I think there were like 30 different companies that were making these alcohol caffeine beverages, and they issued these things saying basically, you can't market it like this, you can't formulate it like this, you've got to make some changes, or we're going to ban you.
Well,
And then they started removing the caffeine from them.
yeah, and there was that. There was Sparks. I remember Sparks. Juice.
Juice, like JOOS
Yes.
or something weird like that.
It
is
like
how it was
like
spelled.
it looked like a Tom Hardy design can. Like it was very apropos for what it was. But I recently discovered that there was a Budweiser energy drink, and it was called B to the E. Also, I don't know.
Tell me that means beer energy.
I think that's it. Just beer to the energy.
Beer to the energy.
B to the
Which I don't know. I never tried any of these alcohol caffeine combos, so I don't know. But there is no way this made Budweiser taste better, right?
I can't imagine. Like,
And you're already making the decision to drink Budweiser, and then you're like, I'll take that. That seems
yeah. I don't think it lived very long. R.I.P. B to the E.
It really is like that is the epitome of a bad idea. I remember learning this the hard way the first time, that when Justin and I were younger and we were still dating, and we had some coffee before we went out for the evening so that we would both have a little more energy before we went out. And after one beer, I felt sick to my stomach. I only remember this well because I had to go sit down out on the curb outside of the bar because I didn't want to throw up in the bar. I didn't throw up. I just thought I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
But Justin came out and sat down next to me and put his arm around me, and I thought, I love this guy.
Oh.
Aww.
That's when I first knew I loved him.
So cute.
But it was also the night I realized, don't mix coffee and beer. It just makes your tummy feel really
Yeah,
bad.
no.
And don't do that.
Like like an Irish coffee, like that's chill. Like that's a lot of coffee, not a lot of booze. But
Right.
Caffeine and booze usually not. Whenever I get the question a lot at my bar, and we always have coffee there. But like when someone's like, it's kind of late at night, they're like, oh, I need to stop and like have some coffee. I'm like, no. If you're at that point, I think you should go home.
That means
2.
stop.
Yep. When you're falling asleep on the bar, it's not because of the lack of caffeine, bud.
That's your body's way of saying, oh, you overdid it, buddy.
Shut down
You
mode.
done did it again.
Power
Go
down.
home. Time to get a ride from a sober friend
Yeah.
and go to bed.
Yeah, try to.
Yeah.
I do feel like, though, on a, I'm not going to say serious note, but on a different note, I guess, I feel like now there's kind of like a kind of cool sense of staying up late and doing all your homework at 1 a.m. and like not getting any sleep and being sleep deprived, and that's become kind of like romanticized in a way, like not like romanticized, but become to seem cool. And I think how common it is to drink coffee now, like even freshman, sophomore in high school, and you're like 14 years old, it kind of adds to that, because like even I'll say, like, I'll not start on my homework until 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to be done until 2:30 or 3 in the morning, but I'll wake up at 6 and have 2.5 or 3 cups of coffee. I'll be fine.
I can't. This thing you're describing too, Riley, I will say it's not completely new, because
Right,
there
yeah.
definitely I remember thinking that more so in college,
Yeah.
I think, than high school.
Yeah.
But like I could do that. I would be like, oh, I'll just stay up all night tonight, get this paper done, turn it in tomorrow, and then I'll crash sometime in the afternoon or whatever. I really feel my 30s when you say that. I could not. There is no reality in which I could do that now. At 11 o'clock most nights, I'm cashed.
Yeah, I'd say it's a rare school night when I get to sleep by 11 o'clock.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, you got to be careful though, because I will say, what after working as a barista, in which I would just start my day with like 4 shots of espresso, you can break the effects of caffeine. Like you have a lot of it on a regular basis,
Yes.
and suddenly you just need it to function, but it's not giving you that like nice I'm awake. It's just like, I don't think my body works without this. This is just how I'm fueled now.
Yeah, I will say there have been a few days where like we've gone on break, so I don't wake up as early, but I'll need to wake up early for something, but I don't have time to make coffee, and it, like the whole day I just have like I feel like I can't function.
Yeah, that's a terrible feeling. The only thing I'll say is that if you can get through that, like I'm looking forward to after this pregnancy is over, I'm going to be able to drink coffee and it will work.
Exactly.
I'm going to have a day where I have my first real cup of coffee and at the end of it go, whoa, buddy.
I'm so awake.
Caffeine.
Well, after I switched to a bar job and I wasn't around coffee as much, like it took a while, but then suddenly it's like, oh, the magical power of caffeine is back. I can have 1 cup in the morning and like feel pretty good.
The first episode we record after the baby is born, Sydney's gonna be like, "Hey guys, what's up?
I need 2 cups of coffee. But before we go, seriously, we've joked about it, but we've had a lot of fun here.
We should make it."
Now to bring on Sonic the Hedgehog. Hey guys.
Let's bring on Sonic. To tell you, seriously though, mixing alcohol and caffeine can be very dangerous. We do not endorse that.
No, absolutely
Also, while
not.
I do have a caffeine dependence, it is not funny.
No,
Do
and
not-
no, and you're I'm not saying all caffeine is always bad completely. None of us are saying that. Obviously, a lot of people drink caffeine, but drinking caffeine to excess is not good for you. You shouldn't do that. I don't think energy drinks are particularly good for us, right? They're like loaded
Probably.
with sugar
No, they're-
and caffeine.
They're made of garbage. You shouldn't drink them. I shouldn't drink them.
No, we really, and I mean, even soda. I've expressed my love for Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm not fooling myself. It's not like it's good for me.
You know what's in those DDPs.
Yeah.
I know, but no, just get a natural high off life, kids.
Or maybe some nice tea. Like, it's a different, like
Yeah,
a,
some caffeinated tea.
Have some nice tea.
have some nice tea.
That's Riley. This is our older advice to you. Just have some nice tea. Someday you'll get there.
Like just like a nice cup of matcha. It's gonna give you a little bump, but not too much. A little flavor.
I have some decaf constant comment in the evening a lot these days.
And there is a little bit of caffeine in decaf coffee, so you could still have that. Have just a little touch of what you need.
There you go.
There you go. Our advice.
We're old.
We're very old, so we're gonna give
So
you
what
some
that all
advice.
equates to.
Before we go, I wanted to mention Candle Nights is coming up, the holiday. Everyone knows about. Everyone celebrates. But in order to celebrate, I started a campaign online because, all of the proceeds of the Candle Nights live show here in Huntington are going towards Big Brothers Big Sisters because their funding was severely cut when a donor pulled their donations after they received a grant to help with LGBTQ youth education and programs.
Specifically, the group in South Central West Virginia.
Yes, in
South
Central West Virginia. But I started a campaign after they lost so much money. If you couldn't, help contribute to the proceeds made off the show with ticket sales and such, where you can go be a Candlelight star, or you donate $5 and you will have your name on a star on the Candlelights tree, and that $5 goes entirely towards Big Brothers Big Centrals of South Central West Virginia. So far, we've raised like $25,000.
Where do they go if they want to do that?
Go to GoFundMe and search Be a Candlelight Star 2017, or I think bit.ly/CandlelightStar.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if you feel so inclined, check them out. That's a great organization, and they were really doing great work, and they took this grant to help with a part of I think growing up here, we can all say a part of the country where, as an LGBTQ youth, you may feel particularly isolated, or like you don't have people who understand or you can talk to. And so they took a grant specifically so that they could provide better outreach to that community. And a lot of their donors, it wasn't the organization, a lot of their donors pulled funding as a result. So that was much needed, and it was a good thing they took the grant, and let's support them for doing it.
And to those of you that have already donated, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you. The outpouring of support, the number of donations, and the amount that some people have been willing to give, it's amazing. It's just it has blown us away. The representatives from the organization are just, they're over the moon. Yeah, they're so thrilled, they can't believe it. This is a Candle Nights miracle for them.
It truly is.
So thank you all, and if you feel so inclined, that'd be a great charitable donation for this season.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll maybe we might see you at PodCon this weekend.
Yeah, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Next time you hear from us, we might all like be together
in
That's
Seattle.
right. If you're still interested, I think there's still
tickets.
Yeah, to PodCon this weekend in Seattle. It starts this coming Saturday. That's the 9th. Had to think
of December.
9th, it's the 9th and 10th of December.
2017.
Yeah, you can check that out online if you're still interested. Yeah. We will be there along with all the Smurls and McElroys.
Yeah. I'll be doing live shows. There's also a bunch of really cool panels, so it's going to be cool.
All right. Well, thank you, sisters. Thank you, listeners. If you want to check out more great podcasts, go to MaximumFun.org. You can email us at stillbuffering@MaximumFun.org. You can tweet at us at stillbuff. And thank you to the Novellas for our theme song, Baby Change Your Mind.
This has been Still Buffering, a sister's guide to teens through the ages. I am Riley Smurl.
I'm Sydney McElroy.
And I'm Taylor Smurl.
I am a teenager.
And I was too. Cowabunga!
Ay caramba!
Butterfield.
Hey Biz, have you seen any good movies lately?
Hey Teresa, does Curious George's Boo Fest count?
It doesn't.
Well, I blame my current life situation that has small children that need things. God, I love them, and I miss knowing about stuff.
Well, after catching up on the current cultural offerings on podcasts that provide such information, join us on One Bad Mother as we help explore the harsh realities of sweeping self-identity changes as we try to find ourselves between our pre- and post-kid selves.
I used to like all the things. Download One Bad Mother on MaximumFun.org or Apple Podcasts. And yes, there will be swears.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Listener supported.